Hey guys, this is a Mainstays 12-inch oscillating table fan. This is going to be I guess kind of a before restoration video on it, but it's very hard to use that word on this fan being pretty much a brand new fan. I would say less than 2 or 3 years old, but I got this fan used, so it's not really a clean fan, but anyways, I've gotten so many requests for this fan for videos, so here it is. Yeah, I've never really had this much request for a fan, but yeah, it was kind of overwhelming, so I figured it's time to do a video on this. So this fan was acquired, I think last year or early this year, and I got it from the same place I got the Dyson fan from, and I paid pretty much nothing for this fan, maybe $2, a dollar or two for this one, so I figured why not? I could use it for comedy videos, and that's exactly what I've been doing with this one. It's been in a couple YouTube shorts. So anyways, this fan was sold at Walmart. I don't think this particular model is still sold at Walmart today, but it was for a few years back in 2019 or 2020. But it's still pretty much a brand new fan. So there's not a whole lot to speak about it. It's a very plain, modern, cheap, generic oscillating table fan. Very basic in design, very cheaply made. And you guys may have seen in one of my comedy videos that these blades are extremely flimsy. If I can get my finger into it, it's so thin, it's paper thin pretty much, that it just flops around. At least it does have metal grills. I know a lot of manufacturers are now switching over to all plastic grills, which is kind of ridiculous. 3 speeds, typical button switch design there. Now I remember seeing these at Walmart a few years ago when these were still on the shelves, and I believe these retailed for about $18 or $19 Canadian. So a pretty reasonable price for an oscillating fan, but that's again pretty hard to say because it's such a cheap fan. A very light fan too. Easily one of the lightest oscillating fans I have. That's 12 inches. And there's the back. Again, a very, very plain fan. Well, at least it is quality control passed. So I guess that's kind of a good sign. It's got a very generic looking little motor in there, permanent split capacitor. I can't really tell how thick the stator is from looking at the back of it, but I bet it's pretty small. Here's the oscillator pin. And down here we have the information. It's a model TF3-30C, 0.35 amps, and it was made in November of 2020. And of course, made in China. Not a whole lot to see on the bottom, it's just the feet. Yeah, this handle is useless. You just cannot pick up the fan with this. I just grab it like this and just turn it. Alright, so let's go ahead and start it up. This fan needs to be oiled, so it's going to be very slow in this video. Check out how slow it is right now. It's hard to tell on the camera, but in person you can actually see the blades, individual blades going around. And this is low speed. Now I have to say that even though this is a cheaper fan, it's one of the slightly better looking 12-inch oscillating fans sold today, or at least in the recent years. Because I've seen numerous generic 12-inch oscillating fans that just look awful in terms of the proportions, the design elements. But this one, even though it's really, really cheap, its appearance is, let me try to think of a good word for it. it's not an eyesore. Obviously, it's not going to, steal the show when you walk into the room, but it's not the worst looking fan I've ever seen compared to other modern 12-inch oscillating fans. So it's very quiet right now, but that's only because it's running very slowly. I mean, it's stirring up a little breeze, but nothing too impressive. But this little breeze would be perfect for desktop use. If you had this fan sitting right next to you when you're working away at your desk, you probably wouldn't want a whole windstorm coming at you, so this is actually not bad. Turn it up to medium. Good separation in the speed already, I can tell, which is something you don't really see very often nowadays. So yeah, the performance is nothing to write home about, but I don't know, it is moving air. It's nothing compared to older oscillating fans, but I've seen worse, trust me. I've seen 12-inch oscillating fans nowadays that are just absolutely nothing but noisemakers. They move no air, but this one kind of does. Pop it up to high speed. It's a quiet fan, but that also means it's not moving a whole lot of air. Let me just check out the pitch. Pretty smooth, surprisingly. Now let's turn on the oscillator. The knob has kind of a stiff spot for some reason, so it takes a lot of effort to push it down. There it goes. The base design does look similar to the Medea fans, that rounded design. Oh, there we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and stop the oscillator. As long as it centers. And there's the spin down, which is pretty much non-existent. Alright guys, so that is the 2020 Mainstays 12-inch oscillating fan. Hopefully for all those who wanted to see this fan, your thirst has been quenched. So, alright, so that's going to be for this one, so stay tuned for more videos as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.